Appleseed is a 1988 science fiction anime OVA brought to you by Bandai Visual and animated by Studio Gainax. Although it is an adaptation of Masune Shiro's manga of the same name, it greatly departs from the original story, only maintaining the original settings and characters. Taking place after the Third World War, the story is set in a utopia known as Olympus, basically a NEET's paradise where all the needs for survival and life are plentiful and readily available for everyone. Although there are humans living in Olympus, the city is mostly inhabited by biodroids, lab-grown humans with Robocop-like directives, with only around 20% of the population being natural humans rescued from the outside wastelands. The story starts with one of these natural humans, a woman by the name of Leia, committing suicide because she doesn't like the fact that she doesn't need to struggle out in the wasteland anymore and is completely bored with her life. This in turn scars one of the film's main antagonists, her husband by the name of Callan, a whiny, self-important cop-turned-terrorist who tries to ruin everyone else's lives for his own selfish goals. After the setup and knowledge to why he is doing what he is doing, we follow both him and two other SWAT operators by the names of Dunan and Braries. Dunan is a human female who was rescued from the nuclear-scorched wastelands when she was younger, and Braries is a cyborg who was critically injured early in his life and was rebuilt so that he can continue living. The both of them are the film's main protagonists, and their goal is to put a stop to the, at the time, unknown plans of Callan. Callan is aided by a foreign android by the name of AJ Sebastian, who helps him with his dastardly plans. The film's plot is an escalation and build-up of Callan trying to pull off his plans and Dunan and Braries hot on his tail trying to put a stop to them, and interspersed with a lot of fun action scenes. There are plenty of shootouts in the film, but the climax to the film is quite a bit anticlimactic to what was considered the build-up. There are plenty of shootouts between ground officers and bigger riot mechs, and nothing was ever dull on screen. The late 80s style of animation really added some charm to the on-screen carnage, although I will say the environmental destruction when it did happen was a bit lacking, and while there was blood, it wasn't as much of a bloodbath as some of the other anime films out at the time. Animation outside the action scenes was decent and flowed well enough, even if a few parts here and there had a hint of choppiness to them. Character designs look a bit more aged than a lot of the other anime character designs from around the same time. Not to say that was a bad thing though, as the waifus were still cute for the most part, and the guys had big floofy hair and feminine features. It's just more apparent here. The main protagonists are alright, but they don't really have a lot of depth to them. Dunan and Braries are likable and nothing is really wrong with them, but I felt like banter between the two of them was a little bit too far placed from one another. The side characters that are here and there are also alright, but again, they just lack any major depth. I know the film is only a little over an hour, but I still feel like we could have been given a bit more time with them. The only character I can say is downright terrible is the villain Callan. His goals are stupid and he was a selfish dick, who even though the film tries to make him sympathetic, I was just not feeling it. If he really wanted to live a crappy life, all he had to do was leave and not mess up everyone else's. But instead of that, he goes on his crusade and gets innocent people killed, or at the very least put into danger. AJ Sebastian was just a bland character and had no payoff whatsoever to his part of the story. Voice work ranges from passable to downright bad, but this is mainly a product of the time. Not an excuse, of course, but I understand a lot of these OVAs were just pushed out onto store shelves to meet the demand for more anime. From what I could tell, most of these voice actors were manga home entertainment mainstays or in-house actors. Overall, for an 80s anime action film, it isn't bad. The film flies by quickly and there are quite a few fun moments in the film, even if some of the themes are really dumb. It's only an hour long, and if you like older anime, then I suggest you check it out at least once, as I can think of plenty of worse things you could be doing in that time frame of an hour. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider sharing it with a friend or friends, or possibly consider checking out my Patreon located in the description below. If you have any anime recommendations for me to review, let me know in the comments, along with anything else you want to say. I'll see you all next time. This is Thierry Williamson, signing off until the next video.